Hey everyone, it's Megan here. My first question is, did you watch the video on teams are built and not born? If you didn't, go back and watch that one. Then let's talk about a checklist. In that video, we talked about your team health, whatever implementation team it is. Here we're referencing an MTSS team. It really doesn't matter what team. But when we look at team health, oftentimes it's helpful to have a checklist to go along with that. So in the comments of this video, you can see a link to this checklist. Sometimes they can be really helpful. I'm going to go over it real quick with you. Here's what we want you to do. First, we want you to look at team foundations. What does that mean? Well, we have a team that's highly representative of our school. We have roles and responsibilities, a vision, norms, meetings that are scheduled, and consistent folks that are coming to those meetings, okay? If we have said not yet for any of those, this needs to be our first action step. We've got to get clearer on the team foundations before we move forward. If you're sitting pretty solid here, the next thing we would want you to do is go on to 2 and 3. 2 is processes for and decision making. So you want to think about, are we using a problem-solving process such as identify, analyze, plan, implement, and evaluate? That's a process. You may have something different, but the goal here is we have a problem-solving process in place that we go back to for each and every problem that we're facing. We have data sources and decision rules that are clearly outlined. Our Tier 1 practices are reviewed before assigning Tier 2 or Tier 3. We can look at root causes. There's a way to look at what is happening, whether that's a system thing, whether that's a student thing, but why is the thing that is causing us trouble or the problem happening? We got to dig in deeper here. And in this case, since this is an MTSS team, we want to think about, are there menus of interventions that we can put in place very quickly and easily that are always based on data? Going down to data and fidelity, do we collect data around academic behavior and SEL skills? Are we progress monitoring around those same things? We're checking fidelity of interventions and we're using a decision-making matrix. This right here helps us become incredibly efficient. This is hard work. It's going to take a while. You're going to need tools and resources and a lot of thinking to create these. But this is where we really use implementation science. It's where we prepare our system before we're actually going straight into implementing things. So you want to spend some time deciding, what are our baselines, what are our cut scores, what are our capacity rates, what tools are we using for progress monitoring, how are we checking the implementation fidelity if adults are delivering the intervention, and then how are we deciding, what's our kind of matrix that we've got created to help us make a really quick and efficient decision. So again, these are all processes that happen before you're actually in the middle of a meeting. They take time. That's why it's called like pre-implementation. These are things that should be done before we actually jump right in. And then last but not least is all about continuum improvement. So how are we not just jumping ship and doing something completely brand new, but if we found that a process didn't work the way we wanted it to, we just come back and readjust. We use that problem-solving process to readjust. We celebrate when we do well, we seek feedback from others, and we're providing professional learning around whatever the thing is that we are in charge of implementing. So we hope that this checklist helps you stay on track with your team health.